God, this is such a weird thing to say. All right. Well, hello everybody. It is me, SMNICK, and you're supposed to say your name.
I didn't know this was the intro. Okay, hi, I'm Lane McCollum. You probably remember me, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And this is the Window People Records podcast. Yeah.
We're back.
We're it's been so long and so much
4
pain.
months of
Yeah.
cringe.
4 months we finally reunited. That's if that's the correct term to say it.
Yeah, for the right way to say it.
I guess. We haven't posted much in about 4 months, and we just
We're gonna
decided
explain all of that.
we're gonna explain all of that right here in the stream, and we're gonna talk about some other stuff. Just a regular podcast like we used to do. And the reason why we were gone. Well, do you want to get to that conversation?
Yeah. I'll just hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
So pretty much, why we were gone is because when do people ended?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. So I'd say in like September or October, there were a lot of creative differences or whatever, and the
Yeah.
whole thing just fell apart. So it was really tough. Not everyone was really having fun anymore.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt like a chore. Especially
Yeah.
there was a lot of, again, like I said, creative disagreements and a lot of fighting. So
Yeah.
we just kind
A
of ended
lot.
it for like,
Mhm.
I'd say like 3 months, and honestly we didn't miss it. No, to be real though, we really didn't miss it.
We
it was
didn't.
like the state that it was in then was horrible, bad.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, it felt more like a chore than anything. But recently we kind of gotten that spark again because here's what
Mhm.
happened. So when the people died, when we ended it, we gave it to Hunter. You guys know Hunter. He's from seen him in episode 3,
Yeah.
of the podcast.
The
And
funniest
Landon.
episode, by the way. If you guys haven't seen that
Oh yeah,
episode, that I watched it like a few days ago. That episode had me cracking up, guys. That's a good episode.
that's probably the best episode of the podcast.
Yeah, the jacket episode.
But what happened was we gave it to Hunter and we gave it to Landon, which you guys might not know Landon, but he really on Cum Shot, which got deleted, but whatever.
Oh my
So
god,
yeah,
yeah.
we gave it to them. and
Only
they were
real
gonna
ones
do
know
their
about
own-
cum shot.
Huh?
Only real ones know about cum shot.
Oh yeah, only real ones know about Cum Shot. That's the Windy People Records deep cut. But what happened was we ended up giving the channel to them, and they were
Yeah.
gonna do their own stuff. They were gonna do their music. Then they started tossing around the idea of making it like a skit channel. And we didn't really have any say in anything because we weren't like a part of it. But then just recently they said, "Hey, we don't really care. We're gonna make our own channel. We don't want the people anymore," and they don't want to be a part of it. So this is what's gonna happen now. We got the channel back. We're starting Window People. I won't say you guys it's gonna feel much different, but for us, it's gonna be a lot less of professionality.
It's not gonna be
This
very
channel?
It's not gonna be very professional. Like
Yeah.
we're just gonna throw around whatever we've been working on, really. Whether it's demos, whether it's new stuff, whether it's half complete stuff, whether it's like stuff from like years ago, stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
kind of like what Lane does with his other music account, kind of like that. We just throw stuff that we just come up with, and we just put it
Yeah,
in
except
there.
there'll be multiple people here, and it won't
Yeah.
be the same compact thing where it's going to be the most professional thing ever, and there's going to be
It's
like
not.
events all the time. If we want to do a concert, we'll do it, which probably
Yeah.
won't be for a while. But if we want to do something like that, we'll do it. It just won't be up to the professional way or standards
Yeah,
that it
so
was.
for the
then.
people who want the concerts, all two of you, you could just leave a comment and we'll see it, and we'll get to
We'll try
thinking
to work
about that.
something out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean the whole reason why we even like when Hunter and this told us that when the people wasn't needed anymore, we just thought about the idea. Yeah, well, think about the reason why when the people even ended. It was just too professional. We were just not like
Yeah,
ready
definitely.
for that.
And I think the
Yeah.
professionality led to creative disagreements too, because everyone was always up in arms about how is this gonna sound if it's up on the channel that is sounding professional, like the whole debacle that everyone knows about behind the scenes about Cum Shot being released.
Yeah.
Everyone got up in arms about that because it was supposed to be a professional account, and this
Yeah.
fucking meme song is being released about coming inside of a sock. So
Yeah.
so I think that kind of led to its downfall. a lot of creative disagreements built up by the professionalism that was supposed to be
Yeah.
done with the
Just a
account.
lot of
But now
hatred towards
we're gonna have
each
fun.
other. Yeah.
Mainly the objective of it now is to just have fun and whatever we want.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it just for the sake of, just, doing whatever, we're not completely sure right now whether we're going to accept new members.
Yeah, we're not exactly sure. Right now we have
Yeah.
me, SMNICK, have Nick, and we have Kaon.
Yeah, Kaon.
We
Shout
have
out
right
to
now,
Kaon, by
but
the way.
if we ever feel the need to add more people to the roster, we'll do that. But for now, it's not a thing on our minds.
Yeah. Kaon has a new record coming up soon, so you guys should be looking forward to that.
He
Nick
just
has
dropped a
some
new
stuff.
single too, which is great. So you guys should listen to
that. Nick is coming up with something, but it's because here's the thing with Nick. He says he's gonna put out something and then he just scraps it and he just doesn't do it.
Yeah. What he was working on sounded pretty good to me.
Yeah, but he decided to cancel it over some street performances, whatever.
Well, he got a lot of money from that.
Yeah, he got
danced in the street for like an hour and a half and he made like $80. Crazy stuff.
But yeah, that's basically where that whole thing has been.
This is pretty much where window people are at right now.
Yeah, and honestly, and we have something that we got for you, but that's all we're gonna say. We released a. Did you guys see that weird upload that was posted? Yeah,
I don't know what it is, but
I mean, I don't know what it is, but it's pretty spooky. I must tell you, it's
really
spooky,
bro. It's usually scary. We do have a special treat that's been in the making since like June or July. That's
July. Yeah. I think you
so
guys are gonna like it.
I hope you guys like it.
Yeah, we're currently working on some more stuff to add on to it, but we're just not sure about it right now. So a release date and stuff like that is gonna be announced soon. And that's all we're gonna say on that. And I hope you guys like it because we've been working on that for so long, and we're so proud of it. And we just hope that you guys like it.
Been an idea that we've been tossing around since like the beginning of Window People, and we just started
since like the very beginning. And I feel like a lot of you guys who are subscribed to the channel, even if the channel is dead, I hope at least somebody likes it.
I hope we get good feedback. I'm really happy with it. I think everyone else is. Yeah. We're not going to spoil it.
Yeah, we're not going to spoil it, but yeah. So basically, in conclusion, we're back. We're putting out new stuff. It could be literally anything. It doesn't all have to be finished material. It could be demos. It could be any of that. It's basically just a channel where we just share something as long as it stands by the definition of music. Pretty much.
So yeah, this is a podcast. We're like the main people. We're talking. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. We have catching up. What have you been doing in these last 4 months, Essen?
Well, what have I been doing these past few months?
Yes.
Well, basically, I got into guitar in like May of this year because of this whole pandemic. There really isn't much to do besides, schoolwork, which is at home, so it's pretty boring. Life has been pretty boring. So I was just thinking, hey, why not pick up a guitar? And that was in like May. And right now I'm just in the progress and, doing my own thing, trying to make some original material, making my own, I actually got around. I remember I told Lane this. I actually got around to making my own beats lately. Yeah. And that brings into the conversation. If you guys check out my SoundCloud at SMNICK, I know that's a very cheap plug, but I released an EP, right? And it's basically just a bunch of short beats that I made, and there's one original song that I made, with a fresh new beat that I made, and all that stuff. And I think it's probably some of the best mixing that I've done.
Oh yeah, ever. Yeah. The vocals are definitely mixed a lot. I definitely recommend you guys check it out. It's actually really.
Mm-hmm. And not even him being biased. Like if there's someone who's pretty honest, it'd be Lane.
Oh yeah. If any of you know me, I won't hesitate to tell someone, hey, you fucking suck. So.
Yeah. So I suggest you guys, if you guys want, I obviously don't have to, but If you guys could check that EP out. The EP's pretty short. It's only like about 5 tracks, and all of them are pretty short. Um, so yeah, and I do have more volumes of that coming soon because I've been working on some stuff since then, and just doing some guitar stuff. Me, Lane, and Nick, we've been working on some stuff as well. And that's all I'll say on
Nick has
that.
a huge project coming in, like he's
June,
gonna work on it.
yeah, and all of us are
It'll be
basically
released
involved in
later
it.
on in the year, but I'm
Yeah.
gonna be helping with that. But it's gonna,
Mhm.
yeah. It's gonna be a whole lot more professional than anything we've ever done. So if you want
Yeah.
more stuff like that, then look out for his projects. But
Mhm.
it's gonna be he's working really hard. It's coming along really well, and I'm really proud of it.
Yeah, it's coming out
Yeah,
really
there's that.
well.
As for me, it is actually coming out really well. I'm really happy for him. But with me, honestly, with music and writing songs and recording songs, I haven't felt do that since When Do People Ended. That kind of killed my motivation, even though I still play guitar like every single day for hours on end. Passion of mine, obviously, music is just a passion of mine in general.
Yeah.
But I love playing guitar. So I've mainly been focusing on just improving my musicianship, improving on my guitar playing, and improving my vocals because they've been lackluster lately. But I've been trying to do that. As for original music, I've only written like 2 songs. One of which is going to be on next album. Well, actually, 2 of them probably be on next album. All of them. But everything else I've tried to write has just been kind of crapped because it's really cringy and slit my wrist and hope to die. It's bad. But but yeah, overall, my main focus right now, my YouTube channel is actually a big focus right now. I'm making a lot of videos about music I like.
The Smooth Criminal, by the way.
Yeah, the Smooth Criminal channel.
Who have not heard of Lane's channel.
Yeah, it's more of a overall music account now, where I just talk about the music that I like. There will be Michael videos, just not as many at all. The gears have been shifted recently, but it's actually been doing pretty well. So I'm pretty happy with it. So if you guys like that sort of stuff, then check that out.
We had a Black Parade video coming out.
Oh yeah,
but
there's supposed to be a Black Parade video that's hopefully will be coming out maybe the end of this month. Just wait for those stupid claims to go away. That whole video's gone, but well, it's not gone. I still have it, but it's up.
Yeah.
And other than that, just focusing on guitar. I'm doing a live stream on the 19th, where I'm just gonna play some songs on Facebook, which I don't know if none of you will probably be able to watch it, but that's something personal.
But if you guys do happen to watch it, or want to see it,
I might like screen record it or whatever and like
post it
on my own so you guys can watch it, because I've been working really hard on that too.
Also, it's almost Christmas time.
It is almost Christmas. Epic. We got 12 days until Christmas. Happy early Christmas.
And it's almost Window People's 1-year anniversary since Lane Hunter and Nick decided to make this YouTube channel.
Yeah, honestly, I'm surprised. Well, it didn't last a year, but it's come back, and it's
come back.
It's almost a year. So
let's just pretend these last 4 months don't exist. Let's just say that.
Yeah. Actually, if you really think about it, we've only been technically active for 6 months, because when we first started the channel, we died first in like February, and we died for like 2 months after we released Blue Idiot EP, and then we came back in March, so that's like 2 months nicked off.
Yeah, it was when I released the whole retrospective album.
Yeah, that's when we kind of came back the first time, and then we died the second time when ended.
Hey, but we had like a good run as well.
We did. That was a great run for the label, even though there's a lot of tension behind the scenes. But yeah, we're back now. There's probably gonna be little to no tension at all.
Hopefully,
we're gonna be happy. We're gonna do it everyone. This is hopefully gonna be fun.
Yeah, and hopefully Lane will come up with some music. Hopefully I will come up with some music. And
well, you know what? I do have some demos of covers and stuff I've done that I'm pretty happy with. I might just put out just for fun or because. But yeah, don't expect a lot of mixed stuff from me, at least for now.
Yeah, I just expect like some freaking royalty-free beats from me, maybe some original stuff, and that's really it. I had this conversation earlier with Lane before we started recording. I know it's very off topic, but
we're just gonna divert away. We got everything out of the way. Let's talk about whatever.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, to you, what would you do if you made a band?
If I made a band, well, okay, I'm open to join a band, but if I were to start a band, I would want to be the lead vocalist. Just for me because I don't know. It's something that I'm more confident in my singing voice than I am with my guitar playing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'd probably just do that if I were to start a band. But
Yeah.
honestly, if I were to start a band, I want to make sure first of all everyone knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows how to play their instruments.
Yeah.
Everyone can get along. I don't want this to be like a Black Crows situation where people hate each other. I don't want that. I just want everyone to get along and play music. Really, what I want.
I
Would
mean,
want, I guess.
anything would be fun as long as like the members like each other, like,
Mhm.
and like what they like what they're doing. You know.
Yeah, definitely. I say that's a big factor in any band. Like bands can be good and still have dysfunction behind the scenes,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that it's more fun to be in a band if everyone gets along and they're having fun doing what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. For me, I just people who just know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, not just like have like a like let's say like a trash lead guitarist and like everyone else is good, but they just have that one. It's like that shit that stays in your asshole. It's like it's like it's like it's like just get rid of it, and like
Yeah, exactly. Like the rest
give
of
them
the band,
time for them to
that
improve
one
and
member
then
that
put
just
them in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be like the whole band's good, and there's just one member that lingers there and just
Yeah.
doesn't do much of anything at all.
And just yeah. That's what I would say. I say that people, instead of like them desperately trying to get noticed first, like they should first wait for everyone to be the best they can, and then they
Exactly.
can like promote themselves on, like everywhere, do shows on clubs, do street performances, do all of that. But when everybody is ready, you
When
know.
everybody's ready, yeah. I'd say get in the swing of things for like maybe 6 months to a year to make sure
Yeah.
the group dynamic is intact. Because if there's no group dynamics, like screw the band, there's no way that's working.
Mm.
But if you have a group dynamic and you've actually been working and preparing,
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that's definitely what you should do. Go out, ask for gigs, do street stuff, just do anything. I guess to make an impact, especially if there's a local scene where there's not a lot of local music acts. If you have like a small town or whatever that you're a part of, and you wanna bring that any kind of music genre. If you're making freaking reggae, I don't know what the if you're making reggae music, go ahead and do that. There's gonna be someone that will enjoy you. So I'd say just go out, just make an impact, do whatever. I'd say that's probably the most important part of starting a band is to make an impact on where you came from. Any band that's big has made an impact on where they've come from, especially if it's a smaller town.
Yeah. Um like I say, like you gotta grind in order to get big. Like you're not just gonna ask like some record label be like, hey yo, we did this cover of a fucking Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day. Now can
Well,
you
unless you're
please let me
Nirvana.
into your label? Yeah, or anything. Like you gotta do performances there, and
Yeah,
someone will
you pretty
find
much
you.
just gotta grind. Yeah, unless
Yeah.
you're Nirvana and just get lucky, but
Mhm.
that's not gonna happen for pretty much anybody else other than Nirvana.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
you gotta work for it. If you wanna
Like
make a good
yeah.
music, you gotta work and get better
You
at
gotta
the
work for
instrument.
it. If you like, that's basically like the main theme of like this whole thing. You gotta like, and that basically just goes for anything, I guess. If you want to
Mhm.
do something or anything like that, you gotta work for it. Um, like I mean, that's pretty much everything that your parents have told you, but like, um, uh,
It's like if you want to succeed, you're not gonna succeed at something by sitting around on your ass and just watching other people do it. You
yeah,
gotta get up.
exactly.
You gotta work. You
You
gotta
gotta
work on
grind.
yourself to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like if like for example, if it's like since this is a music podcast, like for example, if you want to learn how to play a piano, you got to play like every single day. You got to at least like 5 minutes every single day and practice whatever you want to learn. You got to do stuff that you want to do. Like if it's something that you don't want
Yeah.
to do, um, then
It's
like
like if you want to get better at
you're not gonna
something,
get
you
better.
got to do the stuff that'll
Yeah,
improve. Like, yeah, most of it going to be stuff that you want to do, but you got to also add in like for guitar. There's that note reading BS, which I
yeah,
hate, but it's essential when I do it because I know it'll help me get better. The
yeah.
scales, which those are help me solo
Scales.
and help me do riffs better. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in those notes. I
Knowing your
work on
open
them.
chords, knowing your bar chords, knowing your notes, knowing the
Yeah,
names
just
of the strings.
trying to figure out anything possibly figure out to get yourself better. freaking Van Halen, he would sit on his bed and play guitar for hours. He didn't get good just by sitting around and just listening to music, which that can
He
also
didn't
help
get
you if you
good
play
in like the
guitar right.
first few months of playing, and then already asked to be in like a band and all that. Like he had to like
He had to
master
work
his
for
guitar
what he
playing
had.
in
Yeah.
order to like it took years. Like he can't just like pick up a guitar, play one song, and be like, I'm a musician now. Sure, you can consider yourself a guitar player, but like you gotta make sure that people are gonna like your stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just because it's like in this like a form of like just because like you know how to play like one song or something um doesn't necessarily mean that you're ready to be in a band or ready to be like all that stuff. Like
Yeah, yeah. It's like even now, I've been playing guitar for like about a year and a half. I don't know if I would be. I mean, I think at this point, if it's a band that are like around the same level as me, yeah. But if I'm joining other people that have been working as long, like longer and harder than I have, it's like I don't know. And even
mhm.
then, like you're able to work with other people like that because I've said this to SMNICK before. Any musician can respect another musician. You don't have to like their music. You don't have to like what they stand for.
Oh yeah,
You can at
definitely,
least respect them because they're a musician and they're
because
working
they know how
hard.
to they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah,
they
yeah.
know
Even if
how
they
to at
don't know
least
what they're doing, they're
yeah
at least trying to learn it. And here's the thing: me and Nick, we're great friends. We've been friends for like 2 or 3 years now. But whenever I started playing guitar and then he started playing guitar, any musician who's friends with another musician, there's just as soon as they start playing, there's going to be a built-in rivalry.
yeah pretty
It's not
much
going to be like I fucking hate you. I'm gonna freaking rip your guts out and rip your arms out. I'm
yeah
gonna be fucking better than you. Fuck you. No, it's not like that at all.
yeah
I love Nick. Nick's great. He's one of my greatest friends. But there's always going to be that competition there where you feel like you have to best the other man. Him do something, go, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be 10 times better than him. It's like it's not like I hate him or I have a rivalry with him.
mhm.
I don't. It's just there's just that built-in mentality where you have to be better than someone.
Yeah.
It sounds ridiculous, but that's if you can
No,
ask
it
a
like
musician out, that's
it's
how it
completely
is.
understandable. Like you feel like whenever someone you're like, for example, like this can also be used as motivation. Like for example, for me, I remember not to throw in shade to anybody, to whoever happens to see this video,
Yeah.
because it's just something that's me, because I'm just kind of a retard. Um, like for example, like whenever like I start playing guitar, and I mean, just know that I'm not the best. I'm not even like, I wouldn't even be considered as an intermediate player. I'm kind of like in the middle. um but like uh but like when I see other people, like friends or something, and then they play guitar, like good for them, but then there's like this place in my head where I'm like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. It's just supposed to be me, it's
Yeah,
just supposed to be me
definitely.
playing.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of like grow this like almost rivalry, even though they don't like, they probably don't even feel that. They probably,
Yeah. And
but
even if
like,
it's a tight
yeah.
knit people, if you're in a band, which a big example is the Beatles, probably the biggest example of that.
Mm-hmm.
During the White Album sessions, every single member hated each other because
Yeah.
they were all insanely talented musicians. Yes, even Ringo, fight me. Um, not no, Ringo's great, but all of them were such great musicians and so talented. There was always that dynamic in the band where everyone was feeling like they had to outmatch the other, especially with John and Paul. They were always trying to outright the other or trying to best
Mm-hmm.
the other. And they were great friends, but they just always constantly fought because their musical their musical I guess their outlook on what they were writing or what they wanted to do creatively kind of got in the way of their friendship. And I guess Oasis is another big example of that, where they were both extremely talented.
Oh yeah, the
They
brothers.
always got into arguments and fights, and I see it happen a lot with like brothers that are related.
Yeah,
Freaking
with like
the Black
Noel and
Crows,
Liam.
the
Yeah.
freaking lead people, like the freaking lead singer and the guitarist, freaking hated each other, and they broke up the band. And they were brothers too. It's crazy to think about, but it can really happen with
Yeah.
anyone.
Like if you just think about the mentality, like I remember my guitar teacher told me this, and I just talked to him about it. He was just like, just at the end of the day, you two are in the same level. You two are like you two are guitar players, and that's really all to it. There's no, a good guitar player doesn't like they don't like the same thing that what Lane told me. Like a good guitar player does not they don't compare themselves to other guitarists or like make themselves think like they're like the like good or bad or like stuff like that. Like just
Yeah.
think yourself as like a musician or like a guitar player, and with that type of
Yeah, and that's what I
mentality,
say.
you'll
Like,
just
think of yourself
grow.
as a musician, can stand in the shoes of other people and say, "I respect you because you're working hard like that."
Yeah.
And there's going to be that built-in mentality where there's always rivalry, but you don't
Mhm.
have to bring that up and have it affect your friendship with people or have it affect the way you play. You know?
Mhm. Yeah, like that's like I'm pretty sure every single guitar player or every single musician, like depending what instrument, like, you're gonna have that type of mentality, or like whenever somebody, uh, or like for example, like some people will say that you're not as good as this or something like that. You just feel like, well, in that case, like they're like, what the hell am I good at? Why am I doing this? But
Mhm.
like I think it's just like preference at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
like it's nothing personal. It's just.
Yeah, it's like people will, I guess, like someone else's guitar playing over
Mhm.
someone else. And yeah, there are people that are better than others, but if people will, I guess, be drawn to a certain guitar player because they like the way they play certain things, or they like the way they enunciate some notes, or they just like how they play over other people. And it's not saying that one's better than the other. Because,
Yeah.
yeah, there are people that are better than others, but when it comes down to, I guess, public people or people viewing other people play guitar, I guess preference can kind of come down to
Mhm.
using one over the other.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, if you pick up a guitar and you at least play a few songs, I would consider you a musician.
Yeah,
Almost. Like, um, just like with that type of mentality, I'm pretty sure you'll you'll get pretty good with it.
yeah,
At
yeah.
least I hope. That's what I think, and I hope.
I hope, yeah.
Um. And yeah, that's basically the message of the whole thing. Um. And
Yeah.
if you want to start a band, go for the band. But in my opinion, in my personal opinion, and also with Lane, in my opinion, I feel like you should at least know at least be an intermediate.
Yeah, or
If
at
you want to
least
if you
know
want to
what you're
do
doing.
that,
At least know
at
what you're
least know
doing.
what you're doing.
Don't don't
Yeah.
start a band, go out for a talent show, play Smoke on the Water, and embarrass yourself.
Yeah.
That's the most embarrassing thing ever, is to watch people go up on stage say,
Yeah.
"You play a Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Stone Temple Pilots. It's just they just embarrass themselves. It's awful. Just
Yeah.
make sure you're ready before you get in that, because there's gonna be a lot of band dynamics. There'll be a
Yeah.
lot of competition. There's gonna be a lot of hard times. Just you gotta make sure you're ready, and a big part of that also is instrument. So
Yeah,
it's
you
a big
gotta know what you're
responsibility.
doing. Yeah, and, like if
Yeah,
you're the lead singer in a band, you gotta know how to sing. If you're a drummer, you gotta know how to play the drums. If you're a guitarist, like it seems like common sense, but most people can't get that through their head. You know,
exactly.
like if you like it's like what I said earlier. Like if you just pick up a guitar, you manage to learn like what freaking Wonderwall or something, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna join a band. Like sure, you can consider yourself like a guitar player from doing that, sure, or a musician even. But I wouldn't say that you're. I wouldn't say okay, I'm gonna join a band now.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
just
like
how it works.
yeah, but at the end of the day, like so for some people it works. For
Yeah, for Quabain.
okay, if you're not gonna join if you're gonna join a band, at least with people that are in your level. you know
Yeah, yeah, and even then, I think their taste of music can come into play,
mm-hmm.
because if you're really into classic rock and everyone in the band is really into freaking death metal, there's no way you're gonna have a interaction or work with those people at all, because you don't know how to play that kind of music.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a 90s alternative grunge kid like I am, find a band that is into 90s alternative rock and grunge music, that's
Yeah.
gonna work just fine.
Yeah.
You gotta figure that stuff can come into play too. So
Like it also matters with your peers. Like like for
definitely,
example,
yeah.
yeah, like you're not gonna unless like they introduce you to that type of genre and you happen to like it. Like most of the time, it's just not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, if you join a band and the type of music that you play is acoustic alternative rock type of music, stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
or rock, just that type of rock. But that band that you're auditioning for, they only play grunge, Nirvana type music when you're like stuff like that. Like in that type of case, like, sure, audition for any band you can, but also think, like, do I really want to play this genre of music when, like, that's not even the type that I listen to or, like, even want to play, you know?
Or I don't care for, yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to go up on stage and constantly play stuff I don't like. That's just gonna get old. It won't
Yeah.
be fun at all. So
Especially if it's songs that you don't care for, you don't like the genre or something. You
yeah,
know? Like, you gotta,
exactly.
you gotta perform with people. Like, it's also, it's almost like you're performing with, like, another part of yourself, you know? Like,
Yeah, because you want to have people that
mhm.
know, or obviously people that understand musicians, but also people that are into the same stuff that you are and understand how to play or play that style of
That's why,
music.
like, I respect a lot of bands because they happen to have found the right people. They happen to have made some brilliant music with it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like, it's not just like their homie from school who happens to 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 know, like, to know one Nirvana song or something,
Yeah,
and then and
I'll tell
you
you a
know.
funny story. I tried starting a band around the beginning of this year. It was me, my friend Ethan, and my friend Michael. And it didn't work out because, first of all, our band name was really bad. It was the Clay Hearts. It was bad.
The
Second of
Clay
all,
Hearts.
our music tastes are really different.
Yeah.
Michael likes country music and classic rock. Ethan likes 70s and 80s rock, and I
Okay.
like 90s alternative music. That's my main genre, even though I like everything. That's my main.
Mhm.
Our music tastes are all over the place. Second off, there's no way we would be able to meet up because it was like a month before quarantine. It was like in February. Three, none of us really were that proficient at our instruments at the time, and we
Mhm.
didn't have a bass. And thirdly, we didn't have a bass player.
Oh,
So
I
it
mean,
just wouldn't work out at all.
you can
We
make
didn't
it
have any of
work.
the.
You can
Yeah,
almost make
like
it
we were
work if
all
you didn't have a
friends.
bass
We all
player,
knew
but
each other. That
yeah.
dynamic in the band was totally fine. It was just we didn't know how to play our instruments very well. We all had
Mhm.
different tastes in music, and we didn't have a freaking bassist. The only bassist that we had was an emo girl at our school who cut herself and wrote MCR lyrics all over her body.
Oh
So
my
we're
god.
not doing that. So yeah, we can't. So that didn't work out, but never. Hopefully I'll
And, you
find
know,
a
it
way.
can work, but the
It just
chances
won't
of
be
that
fun.
are pretty low. But, you can make it work. You can, like, for example, like Linkin Park, like, they had, like, rap. They like, Chester was into, like, what, like metal, rock, you know, all that stuff, and Mike was into, like, rap, and they managed to put that together and make a rap,
Yeah,
like a
and if
rap
it's
rock
genres or
band.
whatever that can blend together and do
It can
that stuff,
work.
yeah,
But for
definitely.
any, like, regular, like, okay, I'm not gonna, okay, I hate when people, like, call any type of thing ordinary, because it's just not. um
Yeah,
like, for example, a band, no band is ordinary. They all have their own specific traits to them. First off,
definitely. Even the
that's one
bands
thing
that
that I
are
want to
group,
say.
I think,
Like, if
yeah,
you're
I
if
think
you're a
I think the
musician, I would
people.
already, yeah, like, if you're a musician, like, already, I would automatically just claim you as not ordinary. You know.
Yeah. And even then, like grouping artists by like a subtitle or like a genre, like
Hmm.
grunge, for example, which is what I know the most about. So I'm just gonna fucking bring it up. Um, every single band there, like the big four classified as grunge, they all sound different. Okay, Nirvana's on grunge. Pearl Jam has a lot of more blues elements in rock. Alice in Chains is more metal driven. Soundgarden has a lot of soul vibes. It's and I guess more
Hmm.
rhythmic riffs and stuff like that. If you even want to bring up Stone Temple Pilots, Smashing Pumpkins, they all have different sounds, even though Smashing Pumpkins really isn't grunge, but you get what I mean. Every single band in that area or any genre of music, yeah, they have that general sound, but they all have their own different traits that make them different and separate
Yeah,
them from each other.
that would even
Because
go
I'm
for
not
a
gonna
lot
want
of,
to
yeah.
listen to 50 different bands that sound just like Nirvana. That would get old. Or 50 different bands that sound like Alice in Chains. I don't
Hmm.
want to do that. I want to hear different bands that have their own unique sound, that have inspiration from other bands, but have their own
Hmm.
unique sound that kind of drives them to be great.
Exactly. Like, you can't just, like, if you're gonna start a band, you gotta, and you want to be successful with it, like, sure, like, if you want to be a band that just plays shows at like a club or something, yeah, sure, go play your Smells Like Teen Spirit at the club. um but if you want to be something special,
Mm-hmm.
or you want to do something, you gotta, like, before
Because
you
if
get
you
into
blend
doing
in, no
shows,
one's
you
gonna
gotta,
watch you.
yeah, you gotta write some stuff that's, like, what, like, depending on, like, what you and the other people and your peers like, what they like for example, uh like what I just said with Linkin Park, but with other people, let's say you really like metal music, or like you
Mhm.
really like fucking like, and you like pop. You can put those together, and then you can make something with those two genres together, and then
And I've
that could
seen
get
bands
you.
that can do that, where they can mix metal music, pop elements, like with
Mhm.
melodies and whatever. Like it can work.
It
You
can
gotta
work.
find the right way for it to work.
You gotta work on that. Yeah, like you gotta. That's the whole thing where with music, like you gotta be creative, and like even like, but at the same time, it's just like, you know,
If you don't
you
got
gotta
the
find that
musicianship,
creative side in you. You know, like when it
yeah.
comes to.
If you don't have the
Mhm,
band dynamic, or the musicianship required to do stuff like that,
mhm.
nothing will work at all.
Like
But,
the whole band needs to work together in order for it to work. That's
oh,
the thing.
definitely, that's a big thing. Yeah.
Um, like you can't have someone who just doesn't do anything. Like they
Yeah.
just sit there just to play the
They're around to do
instrument.
nothing. They're not gonna
Yeah.
add anything.
Um, and yeah, that's basically like the what I would say makes a good band. Like
Yeah,
they're
if a band can,
like it's quite a complicated answer, because a band could be like, if someone just wants to make like a just a pretty simple band, just a band to just play music. They don't really want to make anything really innovative. They just want to play music, sure.
yeah.
Like, but
But if
like
you want to be
like when
special,
it comes
you gotta
to,
drive that.
yeah,
And
like if you want to be successful, you gotta try a
I
little
think the
harder.
question, what makes a good band, can be divided into two categories. One, is their music good? Is it innovative? Is it whatever? Two, is the band good? Like, is the
Hmm.
band good? Do they have the right dynamic? Are they getting along? In the
Uh huh.
Smashing Pumpkins category, which Smashing Pumpkins are my favorite band, so I know a lot about this. They weren't tight knit at all. They always constantly fought. Members left. People fought constantly, but their music was so damn good. So I think they fall into that category. Um, and any band that makes shitty music but is tight knit and likes what they do, are happy with each other, that would fall into they're a good
At the end
band.
of the day, even if it's bad, if it's
At least
somehow,
they're doing it.
no, even then, even if the music is bad, some people are gonna find it good, and then that's what's gonna make them successful. Like for
Limp Bizkit.
Imagine Dragons, or something
Imagine
like,
Drag.
or any of
Nickelback.
those, or
Well, actually, no, I
Nickelback.
said Nickelback, but Nickelback isn't bad. It's just all their songs sound.
Yeah, like they're not like I almost feel bad for them because they get booed, but
And they're not bad at all. It's just all
yeah.
sounds the same. Chad
No,
Kroger.
but even then you gotta applaud them for it, because they're still a very known band. They're
Yeah, a
very
very known
popular.
band. They make music that people enjoy. You gotta
Hmm.
applaud them for that. Any
Like
band that's bad.
yeah, like that's the thing. Like even then you gotta respect them, even if it's a band as bad as Imagine Dragons, you gotta respect
I
them.
respect. I honestly respect any music. If they're a shitty person, whatever. If I respect a musician because at least they had the initiative and drive to pursue that, something that is very difficult. I respect them for that, because they were able, especially people that are like, bad, like not bad people, but whatever, just musicians that I don't personally think are very good, like Kurt Cobain. I at
Mm.
least respect Kurt Cobain for at least having a passion for music, wanting to start a band, and working hard to get that band up there to become as big as they did.
I mean,
I
at the end of the
I
day, it's different with
100%
Kurt
respect
Cobain because he didn't want to be
everyone in
popular,
Nirvana.
but
I respect everyone in Nirvana. I love Nirvana. I respect everyone in Nirvana, even though if the music isn't technical, whatever, their music was good, and not only that, but they had the drive to create a band that would get big, that would make people happy. That you know,
and it's
I
still, and like it's amazing with them. It's just a like four men that just decided they just wanted to do music, and even like 20 years after Kurt Cobain has died, people are still going around
we're
with playing
still
Nirvana,
listening to their music. Yeah, exactly.
wearing their
They're still to this day one of the
shirts.
biggest and
Yeah,
most covered bands ever.
yeah, exactly. And like that's something that you got to think about when making a band. I want to be like that, so in that case, I gotta work hard for that, because
Yeah,
they didn't just
everyone has their inspirations. Everyone
well,
has their
yeah.
goals and people that they look up to, that they want to be like. In terms of vocalists, people like Gerard Way, Eddie Vedder for me.
Hmm.
Guitar players, people like Billy Corgan. I fucking love Billy Corgan. I like Billy Corgan a lot.
I know you do.
Mike McCready and Stone Gossard from Pearl Jam. There's a ton of people that I look up to that I would like to, just try to be as good, or at least have an aspiration to be as good. If that makes sense.
Just kind of what like Lane does. You gotta take like snippets of them and you gotta put it together, and you just
because if you're just someone who just takes this, blatantly rips off a style of a musician who like kind of made their own thing, I just no. But if you're able to take snippets from other people, make your own thing out of it, which I learned that a lot from my Michael Jackson dance. Which it sounds really stupid, but you'll get it after I explain it. I've seen a lot of people who are doing impersonating whatever, and that's cool and all, and they would just do everything that Michael did exactly. And I would do that for choreography, but in terms of like styling or whatever, I would try to add my own flair to them. I would try to make it my own thing. It's Michael Jackson inspired. It's Michael Jackson dancing. I'm dancing to Michael Jackson's music, and I'm doing his moves, but I'm adding my own like flair to them to make them like my own unique thing. And I say that can apply to anything. Like if
that
you're
could
doing
apply
art,
to a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're doing art and if you're really inspired by people like Picasso who did that really crazy fucking art, and you want to do that with your own stuff, you can do that. You can implement his style, but you can add your own stuff to it. You can make it your own creation. You can do it. You can do that. Same thing with music. Talking about right now, it's like if you want to do guitar, you can look up to your idols and you can add their playing styles into your repertoire, but you can also add your own stuff. And I think that can really make a good musician if they're able to do that. Oh.
Exactly that. Like, it all just goes around to like if you want to do it, like you gotta have a desire to be able, like you gotta have a huge passion, like just because you can play music, doesn't necessarily make you innovative, just because you wrote a song doesn't make you innovative. Doesn't mean you're gonna get noticed by like 10 different record labels. Like you gotta work to get that. You gotta work to be like Spotify's #1 most streamed artist, or 100%. Even in the top 10 or like the top 20 or the top 100. Like even if you make it there, like you gotta work really hard to even make it to that chart,
exactly.
And even if you make really good music and it doesn't get that much recognition and people still love it, you should still be like
even if you're just a small freaking kid who just plays music and people tell you, hey, you're actually pretty good, you should try stuff like that. Or if you're younger or whatever and you're doing stuff like that, there are still people you can look up to, especially now in today's climate. I'm going to bring up Billie Eilish. She started when she was like 13. Which I know this sounds really stupid, but you're gonna.
No, it's just never mind.
Shut the fuck up. She started
continue.
Like 13 years old. She got huge at 13 years old.
Yeah.
And there are
like really young.
Like Michael Jackson.
Oh, he was like 5.
At like 8.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Well, yeah, he was 5 when he got into Jackson 5, but he got big at like 8, 9 years old. But I think even in today's climate, there are still people like Billie Eilish who are getting that stardom or whatever at a young age, who are talented. And I think that can also drive people to be like, hey, if they can do it like at a young age, or they can do it, then I can too. The
difference with them is
something that sounds insane. Something that sounds insanely
it's just
impossible. A freaking 13-year-old girl making music with her freaking brother.
Yeah.
There's no one would think that would be huge like that. But they posted that shit to SoundCloud and they got like 1 million plays in like a week. Like, if you can look at people like that and say, hey, they worked hard younger and they got big. Even if you're an older person looking at stuff like that, I feel like, hey, she was younger, she was able to get big because she worked hard. If I'm older like that and I can look at that and say, hey, if she can do it then, why can't I? Why can't I be able to do that at any time? Anybody, it's like something like that. Yeah. Like, something where even if you're,
but at the same time, if you think about it, like
that can give you motivation. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna get big, but it can give you the motivation to pursue what you love or what you want to do.
Yeah, like Billie Eilish got like like 5 Grammys at like 17 years old, and she started like very very young. But at the same time, you got to think about the reason why she got famous. Her music is very different. It's pretty different. She has a very unique singing voice. Very, very different types of instrumentation in the music. Same thing with Michael
Yeah,
Jackson. He started very young, but he had such a good voice, and he
exactly,
and such good music as well. And then
exactly.
it just got even better because with that type of, even though he had to make a sacrifice by getting by because he basically had no childhood because most of it was just either like touring or like making music or in the studio. At the end of the day, that helped him progress to being one of the greatest musicians to ever, one of the greatest pop musicians of all time, or maybe even the
Exactly.
greatest. Like
And so,
that type of thing is what
yeah,
makes you.
exactly. And I think bringing it all back around to the whole band dynamic, where starting a band, and you're whatever age you are, whatever. If you're good at music or you're whatever, if you're not good at music, whatever. If you want to do music, you can look at people who worked their asses off at any age at all. Be like, that can give you motivation to pursue what you want to do. The whole everything we just talked about, band dynamics, taste in music, whatever. That doesn't start until in the band have the motivation to do it. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of motivation that artists can give you. As if you like a band or whatever, if you like a favorite artist, that can look up. You can look up to them and see the work that they did and be inspired by. Or like we just mentioned, Billie Eilish, Michael Jackson, people that started at a young age, worked hard at a young age to get where they were. Either way,
Mm-hmm.
age or not, they worked hard to get to where they were, and anybody in that band can look at that and say, "Hey, if they can work hard to achieve their goals, we can too. We can
Mm-hmm.
start a band, and we can
They're
at least
not
attempt to
they're
make
not
music."
very
And
different.
it's not
Like,
necessarily saying
yeah.
you're gonna get big, but it's giving
Mm-hmm.
you motivation to pursue what you want to do.
And even then, if you just take those steps and just improve upon them, you can be the next. I wouldn't say the next Michael Jackson or even the next Billie Eilish, but you can become the like your own musician. You know,
Yeah, you
like
can you
if you
can
just
build your own
take what they
foundation.
did, you can become your own person. You can become somebody in this world. Like at the end of the day, does anybody really want to just live a normal life? Probably not. And do you want to pursue what you like to do? Like whether it doesn't even have to be music. Like if you want to be a scientist or something, try to be the best scientist ever. You know?
Yeah, or at least set that goal in your mind. Here's the
Yeah.
thing: even if you're not, you never. Most people won't get big from what they do. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
fact. That's what
It's
Landon
just,
Doyle
yeah.
taught.
Just
But
quit,
here's the
bro.
thing: if you're local, if you're in your town and you're making, in my eyes, my view,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm doing music or if I'm doing what I love locally, and I get at least some people telling me, "Hey, I'm inspired by what you," do, or "I'm happy that you your goals," that's enough for me. That's enough for me to say,
To
"Hey,
keep
I made
going.
an impact." Even though it's a
Mm-hmm.
small impact,
Uh-huh.
it made an impact on the world, impact on someone's life. If
It's
I can,
enough
if I'm
motivation to
playing
just keep
music,
going, right?
yeah, yeah. If I'm on the side of the street and I'm playing freaking guitar and I see someone give me a tip or I see someone smile or watch me, I'm giving them entertainment. I'm making them happy. I'm maybe that moment can change someone's life. Maybe someone can see me or whatever someone else playing guitar on the side of the street and say, "Hey, that looks really cool. Maybe I want to try that. Maybe I want to achieve what they've achieved." If I can do that, if I can inspire someone to start something, or I can brighten up someone's day with what I do, I've made it. If I get
Yeah.
famous from it, cool. But if I am able to do something like
The
that and change
main
someone's life
goal
or make
is
someone feel inspired to
basically,
do it, that's
yeah,
all that matters.
is to just make other people look at you and be like, "Wow, what a guy," you know?
Yeah.
Um, like like at the end of the day, like it's not all about like the goal of being famous in my opinion isn't all just, oh, look, he's on Times Square. You could see like, Spotify ads all of with his face and everything. Like
Mm-hmm.
like it could just be, oh, he's like the best musician on town in your city. And or he could be like um
And
or he
even
could, or
then, the
people,
title
yeah.
the title is nothing to me. The title's a title. It's words. If I'm
Mhm.
able to, if I'm not, I don't, if I get big or whatever, I'm changing a ton of people's lives. But even if I'm smaller, if I'm local or whatever, and if I'm performing, like I
And
said
you're
earlier,
still
and I see
like, yeah.
someone smile or I see someone
Mhm.
tell me, or I hear someone tell me, "Hey, you're really good. You made me happy today," or something. If I'm able to tell that I changed, or like I made someone entertained or be happy I want or inspire someone. That's all. That's in my opinion is what has
Yeah.
what's
And like
in my
and
opinion that's
yeah.
what have me.
And I know it's a little funny coming from like two idiotic kids, but like
Yeah,
like at the end of the day, like even like a professional musician or even a professional or like a successful person, they could tell you that, you know?
yeah. It's like you learn it. I think there are people that are gonna look at us and not take anything we say seriously at all. There are gonna be people like that because we're younger kids. We're teenagers. We're rowdy motherfuckers. But I
The
don't know.
kids from yesterday.
I know they're that, but like if you look up to people and you do music or whatever, this is the stuff that you learn. This is just stuff that you know if you have it in the back of your mind, like, hey, I want to get big and I want that. Yeah. It's I don't expect anybody to take us seriously, but if they do, then that'd be really cool.
That's basically what we want to accomplish with this episode.
This is my final message. My big message right now. If you're watching this, you're behind the screen. If you're listening to this shit, which a lot of people probably aren't, but if you're here, all two of you, if you're here, just listen to me for a second. And if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to do art, if you want to do science, mathematics, I'm questioning your life choices, but if you want to do that, go ahead. Just go for it. Just look to who you're inspired by. Realize the logistics of it. Realize the reality of it. Go for it. Just, if you want to do it, go ahead and fucking do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to be the biggest star on earth. You don't have to change the fucking let me rephrase that. You don't have to be the biggest star on earth. You don't have to sell out arenas. You don't have to have a million people buying what you do. If you can impact at least one person's life, made it. That's how I see it in my eyes. If you can change one person's life, or if you can impact someone with what you do and what you love, you've made it. That's how I see it in my eyes.
The biggest thing for me, anyways, is just to make a name for yourself. Be somebody,
Be somebody, yeah. I don't want to be a bum. I don't want to sit on the side of the road and be nothing. I want to do something with my life, famous or not. I want to.
Yeah, and it's really, because it's so easy to just. It's so much easier to just be nobody, and and be like nothing, to be somebody who works hard and be and like and not to say that everybody who's on the street is just a bum who is just
because I've seen a lot of people who did something with their life and just got rough and
but something went wrong with them, but like with that being said, like when it comes to being a musician, like, or anything, you gotta like, as long as you get somebody to say that you helped them through something, or like what you're doing is like cool, like I feel like you've made it, like you
that's always how I've looked at it. And when I would start when I did YouTube and I was like 9 years old or whatever, no one told me that shit. But I didn't care. It was because I like making videos. But when I started this criminal channel, I did Michael Jackson videos, and I saw people telling me, I really like this video. I'm surprised that you're my favorite YouTuber. It's a small compliment.
Yeah, me too. Like I remember,
I was at least happy that I made someone happy, and people were happy watching my videos. If I can brighten someone's day with a video that I made, then that's it for me. I'm happy that I did that.
Most people wouldn't know, but like with me, like I made videos when I was a little older than Lane when I started. I was 12 years old. I was very inspired by by Mario skit channels, and I just made those just because I was inspired, and I just wanted to do that, and I added my own comedic twist to it, by doing a bunch of swear words, I met a bunch of people because of those videos, because they said, your videos are really funny, I really like them, and I made a lot of friends, but I also made a lot of enemies, and I made a lot of stupid mistakes, and like and I got a bunch of comments, people saying that my channel was really cool, and and it just led on from there, and all the mistakes and everything else, it all just kind of led up to me being a better content creator, even though I don't really post much anymore because I'm just really lazy. But it all, at least when I make a new video, at least I know what makes a quality video, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like all that experience, all that 5-year experience, of making YouTube videos, because I used to make YouTube videos like every single fucking day, right?
Yeah.
And like the editing just got like, it started from no editing at all,
Mhm.
right? Then it went to like at least like some editing. Like for example, like I put an intro before the video, even if the intro was really really bad. like it was like, it looked like like Window Movie Maker type shit, right? To the point to where it's like an actual professional intro, actual professional editing, all that stuff. Like that's like the thing. Like if you want to be a filmmaker, those are the steps. Like you got to go from just filming something, and then to being able to do professional shots, to be able to actually edit the videos yourself,
Mhm.
and then actually make it look like like a good video for someone to enjoy. Or
Yeah.
like for example, if you want to make a documentary or something, you can like start off by taking a video of like your garden, right? And you just
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
cool it looks. And then as the time goes by, you can you can take that video of your garden. You can polish the video. You can add commentary over it. It doesn't have to be you speaking directly into the camera. Like it could be like actual professional documentary stuff. Like it
Yeah.
all takes time, and you got to be passionate if you want to continue doing it, even if you don't do videos that often. That's how I see it. As long as you come up with something creative that you think people are gonna like, even if it does bad, well, at least hey, at least do something that like the people that watch your channel want.
Yeah, I'd say if you're doing anything, another source of motivation other than looking up to your idols or whatever and realizing how
Mm-hmm.
big they got and how you can maybe do that, I'd say another way you could look at it is, if I keep doing this, small or little, I'm going to improve.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah,
start out with
exactly,
something,
exactly.
anything new, whether you're
No, and
anything,
like the cool thing about it is that like with me, I never saw myself improving. Like I made videos, then I happened to have like edited a few videos, and then that experience with just editing with that little software, it improved into better editing videos. Even though right now I still edit on my phone, which I should probably like transition to editing on my computer. But but like you know that type of it basically starting off with making just really crappy edits, or really crappy, almost like almost no effort at all. Um, that improved into making the type of stuff that I do now. Like like the new video I made with Lane. Like I would have never been able to make that 4 years ago.
huh?
Like
Yeah,
those types of videos, or I would have never been able to make like even the small commentary videos that I made, like the Uber video, or
yeah,
the cat video, or any of those. Like I would have never been able to do those 4 years ago if I didn't like go through like practicing, like making videos every single day. Being able to talk to a camera. you know, like
yeah, yeah,
it takes a little getting used to be able to talk to a camera and actually be able to like right now me speaking to you, like uh like it all like came from that YouTube stuff, or like being able to do videos, which is why like um you can only just improve more upon it, like
yeah.
same
Because
thing
when
with
you start
music.
out on something,
Like if you start off
anything
like
new,
with just like doing like a basic drum track first
yeah,
on like GarageBand, right? um and then you improve into making actual like beats through GarageBand, even if it's like loops or whatever. You're making music, and then you can improve into like, and then you're like learning how to play an instrument, and then you're actually going through making your own music like through the instrument, and then you go from there and there, and then you meet people, and then you go into the studio, you put out a record, and you can be like 11 years old.
and yeah, if you start anything new, you're gonna suck. You're gonna be fucking
Yeah,
awful.
you're
That's
gonna be
just how it
horrible.
works, though. If you work on it, if you keep on grinding and grinding, if you love it, keep on doing it, small or little, like I said earlier, you're gonna improve. This
Mm-hmm.
is how it is.
Yeah.
And I think that's a motivation, especially if you're first starting out
Yeah.
and you think you fucking suck at this thing because you can't get it down. I'm sorry, Corona. I'm kidding. But yeah, if you're starting out and you're like, oh, I can't do this. This is so hard, bro. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. If you want to do it, keep doing it, because the more you do it, the more you'll get better at it. The more you
Mm-hmm.
work on it, the more you're gonna get better at it. Don't discourage yourself because you're not good right out of the gate.
Yeah, like with Lane, for example, with Lane, like he did the whole Shocking Ninja like channel, right? And
Yeah.
then like he did that for a while, but then like he made a new channel just for the sake of doing MJ videos or music related videos, and that got him a fair amount of subscribers, and that actually got him to be a known content creator almost, like
Yeah.
those types of whatever other passions you want besides skits. You can also you could do other channels, and then that will get you that will get you noticed, like the whole thing, example being Lane, he went from doing really really autistic skits
Really bad videos
to making music commentary videos that are actually good,
yeah.
that it's all if you, it's just passion,
Yeah, because the more that you go with your passion, the more you work to achieve what you want, you're gonna learn how to get better at it, how to improve, how to not be as fucking cringy. Once you're getting through it, that swinging around the lightsaber with the death metal music isn't gonna get you any views. Yeah. So you gotta make good content. That's what you learn as you go through things. You're gonna learn how to get better. You're gonna learn how to do these things. You'll get better. That's how shit works.
You won't get better by filming your freaking plush video with a freaking Samsung phone.
You're not gonna get better by sitting down and freaking dunking your head in the sink while filming it with a cracked iPhone 4. You're gonna learn how to improve. You're gonna learn how to do the things that you want to do better as you do them.
Yeah. You're
not gonna get better, like I said, if I've said a million times. If
you gotta change up the formula, is what I'm saying. For example, with me, for a good 2 months, I always made the videos the exact same style. It was me in front of a camera, trying to be entertaining. Yeah. No editing. Whatever I filmed got uploaded, right?
Yep.
And if I wanted music in the video, I just got my iPad and just played the music. It was really bad, and I did that for 2 months of my YouTube stuff. And then, as I got better, I knew what splicing your videos were, cuts, stuff like that. So I used that, and then that transitioned into putting music in your videos, which I did along with the cutting, and then it went into being able to do commentary videos, and it went into making a freaking series. I know it's such a laughable thing because the future hits. Only true SMNICK G's know about that. Even though you know what I just found out, my whole future hits series. I know it's not on my channel anymore, even though the videos are private, but those videos got re-uploaded.
Someone re-uploaded them.
All 4 of them, even a lost episode that I made.
Oh my God.
A year ago, but whatever. So yeah, if you guys want to see those, you could just look them up. I don't think you want to, but I mean, no, because here's the thing. Even though those are plush videos, and I know they're very, it's even though it's depressing seeing a freaking 14-year-old at the time making plush videos. But hey, here's the thing. It was, at the end of the day, it wasn't necessarily, I didn't see it as that. I saw it as me telling a story.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it was through Mario characters, at the end of the day, it was me telling a story. And it was actually me trying to also improve upon my filmmaking, being able to for example, the first episode, I tried different filters on to make it look as cinematic as possible, to the 4th episode where I try to make it look like an actual movie, or the 3rd episode where I try to make it look like a VHS, or something Cuphead inspired.
Yeah, and honestly, up to that point in your plush stuff, I'd say that was your biggest accomplishment, because those videos, as silly as they are, they actually look very good.
No, and they actually got people like them. I know I haven't talked about this stuff in since I stopped, because I the only reason why I stopped making them is because I realized how stupid I looked.
Yeah.
So basically, what I'm saying is I grew up.
Yeah.
So even though at the time, even though I can still kind of see it, I tried, in the future hits, I asked my friend, hey, can you do this animation with in the video, there's this animation an 8-bit Mario, and then to just trying out new stuff, a bunch of stuff, even then, I still got a lot of stuff to work with, for example, my I got to work on effects and stuff, for example, let's say like I'm shooting a fireball out of my hand, like I can't
Uh-huh.
necessarily do that or something like that. Like there's still stuff to improve upon, but if I show like my 12-year-old self like those little videos, like the videos I made, like the whole feature hit series, he wouldn't believe I made that. He would have
Yeah,
believed that I got someone to make that on like Fiverr or something.
exactly.
Like it all comes upon taking those mini steps, even if it's something like, even then, like, as laughable as it is or like as silly as it sounds, like the
Hmm.
plush videos were probably like, or like the skits, I call them plush skits, but whatever.
That's what they are. So.
They are what they are, but I made, like, even then, like I made my own little characters, and
Yeah.
I made something out of it, and I made, I know it's like something funny in the group chat, but at the end of the day, that's literally what I'm known for in my small
Yeah.
little community. Like they got the videos, if you look at them, even though they're like privated because I don't want people seeing them, um they actually like, they actually got really good like to dislike ratios. Like
Oh
they
yeah,
got
yeah.
like
I noticed that a lot. Yeah,
they
they
got
do.
like, I remember about like my last few plush skits, um got like what, 16 likes and like 200 views at least. And then like the
Mhm.
feature hit series, those got like what, like a good, like the first episode, I remember that when the first day I released it, it got like what, 100 views like the first day, and it got like 10
Uh huh.
likes, and like
Yeah.
it, and then over time it, it's like at 400 views right now, and like
Hmm.
the second episode did even better, and then the
Uh
third
huh.
episode it did okay, and then the last episode did like really good. And with that being said, I'm pretty proud of it, even if I don't stand by that type of content anymore,
Yeah.
which is why I don't do it. I'm still proud of the fact that I was able to make somebody look at it and be like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, I'll say that because what I used to do, they used to make like stop motion movies, even though I never posted any of them. But I used to make like
Oh
stop
yeah, me
motion
too.
movies.
Me
Of, like,
too. I used to make a. There's still some on my channel that I made like 4 years ago.
uh,
Originally, my channel was gonna be a Lego stop motion channel, and I
uh
made all of them on this thing called Lego Movie Maker.
huh,
and
yeah,
and I made these like stop motions, and they were really bad because they looked like they was just a bunch of pictures taken of
uh
like just, if you've seen them, then you've seen them. um and then I transitioned to making the plush videos, and then when I stopped making the plush videos, I made commentary videos because I liked talking about stuff. um
huh,
and then like I'm still doing the commentary videos, but I'm still not as often. I made the Minutes to Midnight video with Lane, and yeah.
and yeah, like what I would do with those stop motion, they were really stupid. There was one about like clay versus slime, like fighting each other. It was really bad. There was
Yeah, it's
one
just
about
really
Pokemon
stupid
cards, like
ideas.
fighting, like really stupid videos. But I'm proud of those. I made those when I was like 9. But I
Mm-hmm.
look back at this, I made a whole movie where I like showed all of them. I rewatched
Uh-huh.
it the other day. I'm like, I'm actually still really proud of that, even though I don't make
Mm.
that content anymore now. Like you said, I don't stand by that content anymore because that's
Mm.
not what I want to do anymore. But
Yeah.
I'm proud of that still because they looked good. Like, at least in my eyes, I'm proud of that.
Yeah, like
You know?
honestly, like the thing with the plush videos, I just look at like the ratings, and I look at the videos, and yeah, sure, like I look at them and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore because I'm older, and
Uh,
I don't really, I there's not really a reason to move on with those besides, because that's just not what I want to do. But
yeah,
like, but then I look at them and I'm like, you know what, like. Yeah, like I look at them privately. I don't put them up
yeah,
because I know people. People in real life, they will see them and then be like, what the hell, and then probably
yeah,
they'll probably never talk to me ever again. But like, um, but then I look at them privately. I'm like, this was a good video,
uh-huh.
and then like, cause I remember I made with the future. It's like I also made another movie. It was more like a short film. It was called Life is Rough, right?
Mhm.
It was basically a short film but with Mario characters. It was basically Mario but in the Hunger Games, pretty much. It was really stupid, but I worked like, I think that whole short film took about 6 months to make.
Holy shit.
6 months to make, and I look at it right now and I'm like, this is probably some of the worst video editing I've ever seen. But
then at least you took the time to make
at
that.
least I
Like
took the
you had a
time,
passion
and
for making videos,
yeah,
and you were like, yeah, let me pursue that.
yeah,
You
and I
wouldn't have
actually
been able.
took the
You wouldn't
time
have
to
been able
make
to
a
make stuff
story
like
and make like characters out of them.
yeah.
And
Like
then
you wouldn't have been able to make stuff like the feature hits if you hadn't done stuff like that.
No, because basically, I basically added on to the story. Because here's the thing: like the Life is Rough story, it was basically like this whole thing where it was Mario in the Hunger Games, and then he's taken to the past, and then like all that stuff, and it sounds really stupid, but like it's just storytelling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And the feature hits is just an like addition to that, and like the whole skits, they were just really stupid Smosh ripoffs, basically. Like I made an episode called Hide and Seek, where it was basically just a rip off of Smosh, where it was Mario trying to look for Luigi, but he couldn't find Luigi because he actually hit at like a good spot, so he didn't find him. Like what felt to him was like he didn't find him until like years later.
Oh yeah,
and he was like all old, right? And then he was like, and and uh and yeah, and like the whole video ends with like Luigi being old and Mario being old, and he's like, "It's been like 80 years since I've seen you, dumbass," or something like that. And then like, yeah, it was just basically like me copying other people, but like at the end, like later on, I made my own original ideas, like, like actual original like stories, right?
Yeah,
and,
but I think
and
the whole point of this stuff is, you hadn't have done all that cringe stuff, you wouldn't have been able to build everything, all of your skill and video stuff up to where you got.
Oh yeah,
later.
definitely. Like I feel like I can. From there, I want to do like actual movies or like short films. And I know like that could just start by doing like being like the cameraman for like a wedding or something, like being able to like doing someone's wedding video.
Stuff like that can
and then
branch off and do a ton of stuff,
Like you can start off like here's the progression for me, like what like the progress is set for me. It can go from first being able to hold a camera and being able to use it, right? Which started when I was like 9. I used my mom's like a little camera, which I ended up breaking, by the way. And then it ends up by making stories, and then adding upon it, being able to edit, being able to do all that, and then it goes into actually making and studying that subject, like okay, well here's the thing, when it comes to like being able to like like some people don't go to college and they still end up being successful filmmakers, but if you want to be safe about it, then I say just go for it. But anyway, and then you get a lot of experience from there first off, and then with all that you graduate, then you actually like go for it. Like for example, like you like wedding videos, you film like a couple's wedding video, and then you actually like get signed into a company, you make your own company or something, and then you actually like become a successful filmmaker, and there you go, that's how you do it. And that's how it all is. It's basically just experience, even if it's like the tiniest little things, like being able to hold a camera or being able to like put in music in the video, even if it's really badly edited, like it and again, that all comes back to the subject of music.
Definitely. Like everything that he just said can apply to any form of art or passion that you have. And I think if you take anything from this podcast, it's that. You're gonna suck. You're not gonna be good when you first start out on anything.
Yeah.
But the more that you work hard and you build your passion even more for it, you build up you build up your skill, you build up your passion, work harder and harder to get to where you want to be, and you'll eventually achieve your goals, or at least the goals that you realistically set yourself. That's it's a big thing. Don't tell yourself I can't do this, because if you put in the work and effort, you can.
Just go slowly. Like for example, with me, if right now I'm having issues with adding like special effects on my videos. Right now I'm like, okay, here's something I can improve on. Right now I can just use like little green screen effects, and maybe I can and then as we go on, I'm able to make some cool effects. Or like another goal is to actually be able to use a computer software and not just fucking iMovie, right? Even though iMovie is probably like one of the greatest starts for somebody, in my
Definitely.
opinion.
Yeah.
It's a really good start, especially for a YouTuber or
Mhm.
someone who wants to be a
Definitely,
filmmaker.
100%. Yeah.
I say if you're a YouTuber, I say either start with these if you're on a budget, um um and you just have your phone. I say you go with iMovie or this app called Video Show.
Uh huh.
Those are really good applications where I mean with the thing is with the Video Show, if you want to get like the actual good version, it's like $20, but trust me, it's actually really good.
Mhm.
And like with iMovie, you still gotta pay like $5.
Yeah.
But the truth is, using those editing softwares and using them to make videos, even if like the editing is really bad at first, if you just use like iMovie's like like really bad like trailer uh
Oh
thing,
God, yeah,
or
that
you
thing's
just make like
awful.
really bad trailers or something,
Yeah.
that's still progress,
Oh,
you know.
definitely. Yeah.
Or
Some
like
of my
and
first edited videos were with that stupid trailer thing on iMovie.
yeah,
But that
exactly.
was the start. That was the
Yeah,
start.
it's a
I think
start.
the
It's a
first
start.
edited video that I ever made was a
Yeah.
freaking trailer for a stupid series that I made. Like it was for the freaking trailer for that thing. But that was the first thing I ever edited. You know, like I wouldn't
Yeah.
be editing the videos I did now if I hadn't made that fucking Angry Birds trailer with
Yeah,
the freaking.
like that all led into me making my own trailers, like which like I like ever since then, like instead of using that, like now I make like my own trailers when I like
Yeah.
when I still did the plush series, like I did teasers, I did like actual, even with other stuff, I'm not gonna say anything about that, but teasers and trailers, and then and being able to like do stuff and like actually like, and then that could like lead into like pulling like some Leaving Neverland type shit, like try to like
Yeah.
mess
Yeah.
with people's emotions with what you make, um you
So
know
honestly, I think overall, just work hard for your fucking goals, bro. Just,
yeah.
just work hard. Just
If you've learned anything from this 1 hour and 16 minute podcast,
podcast.
besides the fact that we are back, is
Just
to
the fact that we're back. Yeah.
um just just work on your goals, man, and whatever you want to do, just work on it. if
Work
you
hard, bro.
if you want to be a spaceship, be a spaceship.
If you want to
If
be
you
a toaster, be a
if you want to
fucking
be a
toaster.
toaster, be a toaster, man. If you want to worship My Chemical Romance, go worship My Chemical Romance.
Well, we all pretty much worship My Chemical Romance anyway, so
Yeah,
we
pretty
got that.
much.
But yeah, so
I'd
say that's a good ending.
that's a really good ending.
So yeah, so overall, listen to us or don't, I don't care. But it'd be better if you did. We're back.
We're back.
New stuff's
Yes.
coming soon.
Yeah, and I hope that the people that everyone probably just clicked off after we said that we're back.
Probably. Whatever. This was
But
a really
basically,
good...
just listen to whatever we said or not, whatever. We really don't care. But yeah, guys, that will be it for this episode of the Window People podcast, the best podcast for all music.
Definitely the best podcast for anything.
Anything, probably not, but this was really fun.
Definitely.
We'll definitely do more music stuff, life stuff in general, in the future. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Oh wait, are we gonna say the ending? The ending part where it's like, I'll have a damn good one. Have a damn good one.
Oh yeah, and have a damn good one.
Have a damn good one, motherfucker.
I don't understand what the point of that was.
I don't know, but I said it in like the second episode, and I love that. So that's the intro. That's the ending now. Have a damn good one, bitches.
Have a damn good one.